Hello, and welcome back to Tip of the Day, episode 9. Today we're gonna talk about gun slides and zombie job, or as you can say, double sprite management. So basically, how we're gonna do this is I'm gonna show two different ways how to approach this. What I usually do is, since I have the shotgun in like a single sprite format, is that when you open the sprite up, you can see that it's way that most of the shotguns, pre-made, pre-packaged shotguns come in, is where you have the slide on itself, and then you have the shotgun base. So this is the first way, is how I do it is, since I have it in like this sort of format, I can just, make another keyframe where the slide is, going back inside the shotgun sprite, and keep everything else the same, and also make the slide move a bit, which is done if we go even more deeper into the shotgun sprite. Then inside the base sprite you have the two keyframes signaling the slide release thing moving. Now this is the first way, and how to apply it into an animation, I'll show you this. Click on the sprite, and since I'm using animate, the properties looping section may be in a slightly different area, usually maybe on the left side or something like that, and this whole looping section will look different. But the basics is the same. You have the play graphic in a loop, play graphic once, or a single frame. And since animate, I also have in reverse and reverse loop. So for you should probably have the sprite already in the single frame graphic. Or if it's in a loop, then, well, I'll show you what happens if it's in a loop. If it's in a loop, then when you play the animation, this will happen. Or, what, play once means is it will do the, cycle once. And then it will just stop in the last frame. Like that. So this is a little alternative way. You can, animate the shotgun, just like going back, holding it there for about 4 frames, and then, going back to the original position. And then whenever you would need the pump action to start, you can just, put it on play once, and then it will just do the animation, and it will, stop where, the action has finished. It's one way of doing it, the lazy way. But in reality, you'd still have to... It's not like the shotgun pump is gonna always be same time. Maybe you wanna have some, timing differences and stuff, just for a little bit of more variety. So yeah, it's best to just, do the single frame thing. And so now whenever I need to reload it, I just, put the frame back, chuck, maybe like move it a little bit. And then, back to the first frame, and just move the hand with it like that. Click on the keyframe so it selects everything, and just pop it back, kinda. It's a little fast, but you get the idea. The idea is the same. You can also play around with it a little bit. Maybe you want the shotgun reload to be instead of moving this the pump, you would move the shotgun itself. So when you reload, instead you would, move the shotgun. And then, back again. Just to add some bit of, variety. Yeah, however way you like, It looks a little weird, I know. But, if you have it synced in with movements and everything, it should be fine. But most of the time, you would say, well, Risco, but I don't have this, fancy sprite with the pump, moving by itself inside it. Well, then for you, my friend, there's another solution. Now, so you probably have the sprite in this sort of state. Well, it's simple. It's simple. If you want to, make it reload, just, start keyframing like you usually do. Select these ones, put them here. They're still in the same layer, remind you. Do your little pump action, and move it back. But yeah, the result is basically the same idea. Now onto the pistol. The pistol is a little bit different. Instead of waiting for the animation to end, you would do your shot. And usually I like to do it. This is the first frame of the shooting, and then this is the section. It's a deagle, so I gotta have a little bit of recoil, And on this frame, The methods are the same, you just put it on frame 2. I usually do the slide on around 5 frames. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And there you go, back to the beginning. Yeah, that's fine. You might even see most people do the gun slides like where it's really smooth, like but and the guns, yeah, they're basically pretty self-explanatory, nothing much to add here. Just bang bang and bullets fly out and stuff. Now on to the zombie job. I'm sorry I don't have a zombie sprite, but I have this cool looking skeleton man over here made by Tease, I believe. And again with the zombie sprite, most of the time the zombie sprite will just be the single little thing, that the jaw is not like removable. If you're lucky, you get a good zombie sprite, you may have the jaw in like a different sprite on its own. So when you like break it apart, you will then have a jaw you can move, like If not, you have, for example, this sprite, when you like open it up, it's just like like I can't move it, like help me, in this case, you just have to make your own jaw. That probably just cut this out. It's best to do alt copy of it and then remove everything you don't need, like the jaw parts from the mouth, and you get the idea, and all the head parts from the jaw, and then you can just make it into a group, slide it in here kinda, and the idea is the same with the gun jaw, just a quick little tip of the day. It might have been a bit longer than you expected, but and well, that's it. That's basically all I wanted to show you. And just good luck and have a lovely day.